Halbfinale Nummer 2. Wir freuen uns noch einmal auf die Nummer 20 der Welt, auf den World Masters Champion aus dem Jahre 2004. Er hat bereits 4 European Tour Finals erreicht. Er hat ein European Tour Turnier gewinnen können. Herzlich willkommen ein weiteres Mal, The King, Mervyn King! Mervyn King tritt jetzt im Halbfinale gegen die Nummer 11 der Welt an. Er ist der World Youth Champion aus dem Jahre 2013 und er versucht sein 8. European Tour Finale zu erreichen. Der Bully Boy Michael Smith.
Peter Snakebite Wright, the world number 3 and UK Open champion, awaits in the final here at the Happybet European Darts Open. Wright has given himself a chance of winning a 4th European Tour title this year and a 5th in his career. And he will take on one of these two men for the title and the £25,000 first prize. Michael Smith is looking for a 5th Euro Tour title of his career as well, a 2nd this year. The last 3 European Tours, Smith has won one, gone out in the semi-finals, lost in the final. The only person that's beaten him has been Michael van Gerwen, who has won the last 2 of them, and he's not here anymore. But Mervyn King, an unseeded player, looking to become the first unseeded player to reach a Euro Tour final since the start of last year when Daryl Gurney did it. He was beaten by Michael van Gerwen at the Dutch Darts Masters, and looking to become the first unseeded player to win one of these since James Wade. That was back in Gibraltar 2014. And of course 2014 was when Mervyn King won his 1 Euro Tour title, beating that man Michael Smith in the final. Smith mismatched darts.
First leg is Michael to throw first. Game on.
If we have a game here, anything like that final in Sindelfingen 3 years ago when Mervyn King survived championship darts from Michael Smith to claim his first Euro Tour title at the European Darts Grand Prix, we are in for a treat. I'm Dan Dawson, Paul Nicholson alongside me for this one.
Fascinating contest. These guys have had a few battles over the years here. Here comes another one. The King is in the mood.
111!
Isn't he just another maximum for the King? We have seen some stunning stuff from Mervyn King. He is averaging 99 almost for the entire weekend. He's played 4 games as an unseeded player. He had to play on the Friday. Oh, Mervyn. Oh, Mervyn. 5 perfect darts to start this semi-final. Not a bad start against the throw of Michael Smith. But he's going to get down to a finish first still, isn't he?
Oh, 21.
Oh, unfortunately he isn't. With that little slip into the one, that gives Mervyn King 6 darts at 181 for the first leg.
Maybe just a little bit of a lapse in concentration from Michael Smith there. And it could cost him.
I'm not sure about the 25 there. I understand it, but I thought with Mervyn like a double 16, I thought it would have gone to 19s. But double 16 is what Michael Smith has. Mervyn King will get 1 dart at double top or double 4. He's missed the big
44.
one.
How can you go 5 perfect darts to start a match and then miss a big number just a moment or 2 later? Double 8. Still double 8.
60.
That was tricky.
Mervyn, you require 32.
It wasn't a great dart for the double 16, but the second dart shielded everything.
Game shot on the first leg, Mervyn King.
See, that's why Mervyn should leave double 16 all the time, because he always hits it.
Game on.
He very rarely misses double 16. Michael Smith just shrugging it off. Broken in the opening leg. Scowl from Merv at that one.
121.
Is he the
Great
best
recovery.
scowler in world darts?
He's up there. He's certainly up there. He may be the best scowler in world sport.
45.
Maybe the best scowler just amongst human beings.
Yeah, mankind.
Yeah. If Merv is a man, is he more than that?
He's royalty.
57.
Certainly is darts royalty. Mervyn King, winner of the World Masters, of course, in 2009.
140.
Still waiting to taste major PDC glory, but my word, he has come close. The Grand Prix final, beaten by Michael van Gerwen, having had a commanding lead, an even more commanding lead in the final of the Masters. James Wade did for him then. Finalist in the Premier League. Finalist at the Lakeside, of course. Finalist of the Players' Championship finals. There is very little that Mervyn King has not made a final of.
Very much like Terry Jenkins not making it all the way in a PDC major tournament. Mervyn King
57.
is the man with probably the most finals now without winning one. And who's to say on current form that he can't have that one big run
60.
to get that elusive world title, to get that elusive major? It would be an unbelievable story.
Oh, it would be incredible. Mervyn King, 51 years old, the man from Bradwell, looking to set up a final
134.
in this, the Happy Bet European Darts Open,
56.
against his former pairs partner, Peter Wright. The 156 won't go for Michael Smith, and there's a real chance for Mervyn King here to double his lead and go 2-0 up.
Should be the 20s first, or possibly treble 16. Single 16 leaves tops. Tops, the 2-0. Oh, it's really good.
Mervyn King.
Said yesterday,
The
Dan,
next Michael to throw first.
because we're both
Hemon.
sponsored by the same equipment company, we had some statistics done last year about our frequency in hitting certain parts of the ball.
57.
Mervyn leaves double 16 so much. But the alarming statistic that we looked at was his hit rate on tops. And even he couldn't believe it.
45.
It was brilliant.
He is just a very, very clinical finisher, Mervyn King. And if he can continue to finish as he has done over the course of this tournament and score. Look, Mervyn King, earlier on today, he was unreal against Devon Peterson. In the opening sort of 5 legs or so, he was
85.
averaging in excess of 120. It was majestic from the King. It was the Mervyn King A game, the fabled Mervyn King A game that he has promised us year after year after year. You've not seen it yet, he says. When it comes out, I'll be too good for them all. They won't be able to live with me. And we saw it, we caught a glimpse of it, like a Yeti in the woods, and then it was gone.
Nothing wrong with a bit of confidence. And the thing is, you don't have the career that he's had without beaming confidence.
Well, it's the longevity as well from the fact he's still here, still competing, still
55.
in danger of winning more
150.
titles. And Michael Smith is in danger of pulling a leg back here. Not going to do it in this visit. And,
60.
well, now just 90 left. He may only get a dart at the bullseye.
Just a little bit of lethargy, I think, with Michael Smith right now. We need something to get him pepped up, I think. Because he's under pressure now.
134.
He really is.
190.
And this will get him fired up. What's he going to do? I'm not going to predict it. Double 15. Good guy, that. It's
Game's on the
perfect.
third leg.
Yeah, very, very good stuff from
Ball
Michael
legs
Smith
Mervyn to
there.
throw first. Hemon.
Double 15 gets him a leg. Cuts that gap to just the 1, but Mervyn King still has that break of throw, and he's starting to bend his throw in this leg very, very well. Perfect start for Mervyn King. It's a second 180.
The 180 of this great tournament.
83.
We've seen 200 plus in a number of Euro Tour events this year, haven't we? But we have to go some to get up to the 200 mark in a game and a half left.
60.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oof. Wow.
That'd be like Mo Farah stretching for the line like Usain Bolt.
Well, we've got Peter Snakebite Wright, quite capable of firing in
96.
any number of 180s. Mervyn King, who was averaging 120 for half his game against Devon Peterson, has hit a lot of 180s this weekend. And Michael Smith, who is the joint record holder for 180s on the European Tour, having hit 9 in a game which he still managed to lose to Josh Payne somehow.
Well, it's unlikely, but it'd be great to see.
Michael Smith there, and you can just see the frustration beginning to boil over for the number 5 seed.
And Mervyn will see it too, and he will love the frustration because he can feed off it. Just going to lay up for that favoured double 16. He's on easy street right now. A lovely leg from the Merv.
60.
Yeah, that was the dance of a man who feels that he is destined to go 3-1 down here. And you are destined to go 3-1 down because Mervyn King, for the second time in this match, hits double 16 for a 13-dart leg.
He's just going to take his time as well, Merv. Have a little wipe of the brow. He's said on every occasion when he's took the stage this week that it's very, very hot. And I think he's got the biggest, fluffiest towel on that stage of anybody.
Well, Michael Smith was in a real battle with Gerwyn Price in the quarterfinals. He found himself really struggling at one point as Price just kicked into overdrive. As Michael Smith has 5 out of 6 perfect darts to start that leg. Gerwyn Price came back at him. He'd actually led 4-3 in that game, but Michael Smith found an extra gear, started hitting the 180s. Mervyn King fires in his 3rd, but Michael Smith has scored so well in the opening 2 visits that he is still in charge of this leg. And look at this, he is hitting the trebles now. Michael Smith doing what a top player in the world has to do when you need to find those extra gears. He is moving through them.
I was worried for the body language of Michael Smith in the last leg. But this is testament to his mental strength right now. That's a sensational leg, considering how he looked in the last one. An 11-darter to really get himself back in this match.
Yeah, very, very good stuff. This is the battling Michael Smith. This is the Michael Smith who looks like he could be, you know, a top 4 player in the world. Just outside the top 10 at the moment. He has been in that top 10. But of course, he got into the top 10 and he had that Premier League experience, which I think really, really hurt him because he was just getting beaten week in and week out and his confidence just went through the floor.
140.
Well, he's going to have to get used to Premier League because he's going to be in it a lot over the next few years.
Well, I think he probably will. But is he going to set up a final? If it is Michael Smith and Peter Wright in the final, and there's still a very big if at the minute with Mervyn playing like this. Because that is another 180. Mervyn seems determined to take us back to the 200 mark on his own tonight for the tournament. Needs a treble to reach 170, and that's exactly what he does.
He did that last week in the final. 140, 170 out. Will he even get a look at it? Double 13 for the Merv. Oh, I bet that looked good in the air. Just went to the left at the last minute.
Well, he did take out a 170 in the final last week, but he's not going to take out the 170 here.
He was reflecting on it. You could see in his face.
Very nearly helped win him that final against Michael van Gerwen. Mervyn King wants double 4, and Mervyn King sneaks that in the corner. It is 4-2.
7-leg is Michael to throw first. Game on.
Michael Smith needs a little sprint here of a couple of legs just to say to Merv, I'm coming for you.
57.
He didn't need that, and he's given himself a slap.
Yeah, well, if Michael Smith can turn this around and set up a final with Peter Wright, it would be a battle, straight shootout
139
to go second in the all-time list on the European Tour. 4 titles apiece. Phil Taylor has 4 as well, but he's not going to add to that haul. Michael van Gerwen is way clear.
81.
17. But look at that. Mervyn King, he averaged nearly 99 for the tournament coming into this, but 101 average. That's what he was doing against Devin Peterson. That's what he was doing against Ian White in the second round. And it was good enough for wins of 6-2 and 6-3 against those guys. In fact, he's gone 6-3, 6-2, 6-3, 6-2. Nobody has really got that close to stopping Mervyn King this weekend. And Michael Smith right now is struggling because Mervyn has effectively stolen the darts here, and if he does go 5-2 up with another break of throw, look at that Merv. We said he is so clinical on the doubles. 80% is world class. He's still got it, Merv. It never went away.
Well, it's back. And on this evidence,
81.
nobody wants to get Mervyn at the World Match Play.
Well, he very nearly took out Phil Taylor, didn't he? Remember in that incredible game? Lost it 16-13. It was just constant holds and holds and holds, and Phil Taylor took out a big ton-plus checkout, and it turned that game. It was a quarter-final match, I believe.
Well, what a draw it's going to be for the World Match Play. Takes place
58.
in a week and a bit.
106.
We'll find out who plays who, but right now all we want to know is who wins the European Open. That leaves, it now leaves almost that.
One dart missed at double 16 for Mervyn King for 106 checkout. Michael Smith is being forced to take out an absolutely enormous one. 2 different trebles needed for a at the double, and he is not going to get it. And Mervyn King looking just next door from his favourite double. It's double 81 for another break and a 5-2 lead to knock the Gibraltar, or put the Gibraltar Darts Trophy champion on the brink of a semi-final exit.
Well, we did mention earlier with Chris Murphy that the last time there were no Dutch participants in the quarterfinals, Mervyn won it against this guy. Maybe he just doesn't like the Dutch guys in the last session.
Wow. Mervyn making hay. He needs one more leg to set up the final with Peter Wright. Man, he used to play pairs with the 2 Norfolk men.
Gold Cup winners. We'll have to dig that photograph out.
It was a long while ago. Peter Wright had very different hair. Merv had a lot more hair. Different time.
135.
This game isn't over yet, though. If there's anybody capable of taking this all the way, it's Michael Smith. He's got to reach deep inside and find that 1% that he has left to just wrestle this back into control. The arm is stretching a bit. The fluid motion seems to have left him.
But he's left that 170 again. And if Merv can find one treble, he's going to force Michael Smith to have a go at it. He does find the treble. And so Michael Smith does need to have a go at this. Took out a 170 in the final. It very nearly helped him win last time out on the European Tour. 170, yeah!
145.
Not to be.
I was getting deja vu there, Dan. 151 for the match. Oh, he wanted that over right now.
190.
Well, it's a great setup shot from Mervyn King. It leaves him 32 for a place in the final. Double 10 for Michael Smith to deny him the chance, and that's exactly what he does. He does break back, he makes it 5-3. This isn't over just yet.
Game on.
He holds here. All of a sudden, it starts getting a little twitchy, a little bit scratchy, and then people start to scrap and fight, and then tons and 140s become gold dust.
91.
Well, if Michael Smith can hold here and make it 5-4, it'll be the closest that anybody has got to stopping Mervyn King this weekend. Nobody has managed it so far. Kim Viljonen, Ian White, the number 9 seed, Devin Peterson, and Rob Cross, the conqueror of Michael van Gerwen. Nobody could get more than 3 legs against Mervyn King this weekend. The number 5 seed, Michael Smith, he's still in there. Still trying. There you go. Only a second 180 for Michael Smith. There's part celebration, part frustration in that roar from the bully boy.
Well, maybe he just needed a vent. Sometimes
59.
something like that, a la Gerwin Price. just gets the blood pumping, gets the motivation going, gets you in the 60s.
135.
Well, no harm done there by Michael Smith. It wasn't the 180 he was after, but Mervyn can't leave a finish from 3-4-2.
85. Michael Uruguay, 95.
Game on.
It looks like it may well be. 5 for tops. Tops he wants.
55.
Well, he will return.
I think he's just got a bit quicker as well. I think he's got to stay in that good rhythm. Can't afford to just lose that because he'll get a few
47.
errant darts.
Michael Uruguay, 40.
Tops. It'll be 5-4.
Game shot
5-4 it is.
Michael Smith.
And he's got his tail up now, Dan.
Game on.
This is the biggest leg of the tournament for both of these guys so far. Mervyn King, a hold of throw, puts him in the final. If Michael
140.
Smith can find a break, he will have the throw in the deciding leg.
What a visit from Merv. Every dart he threw, he completed the arm action.
96.
So deliberate, so Merv-like. Great visit. Look at it. Making sure that everything goes through perfectly.
100.
It's good. Forcing Smith to hit everything.
100.
Mervyn King made 3 Euro Tour finals before he finally got over the line, beating Michael Smith in Sindelfingen 3 years ago. But since then, we have not seen the King in a Euro Tour final.
60.
That is just 60. He's not down to a finish.
Thought he might have gone down to the 17s there. Can't leave a finish.
99.
Perhaps not thinking quite as clearly, Michael Smith. The pressure is on. He's only 5 points behind, but Mervyn King can look to set this up to perfection, which is exactly what he has done.
77.
Just when you need it. Probably the best 177 of this entire tournament. And he will step up
60.
to face
Mervyn
Peter
King,
Wright,
24.
his longtime friend in this final. Double 12.
Double 6. Double 3.
Game
What
shot.
a day for the Merverts! The fans of Mervyn King will cheer him on in the final. It's an all East Anglia affair as the former pairs partners Mervyn King and Peter Wright contest the final of the Happy Bet European Darts Open. It is another big name seeded player that has fallen at the feet of the King this weekend in Leverkusen. Ian White couldn't stop him, Rob Cross couldn't stop him, and Michael Smith, a 4-time Euro Tour winner, couldn't stop him. Mervyn King is in the final, and in around 20 minutes' time will take on Peter Wright for £25,000 and the trophy.
I
I think Michael Smith may have just told him he has to go on and win it now. Mervyn King, the first unseeded player since Darrell Gurney at the start of last year to make a final. Can he become the first unseeded player since James Wade in 2014 to win one of these and claim a second Euro Tour crown? To do that, he will have to beat the number 2 seed, the world number 3, the UK Open champion Peter Wright, but also his good friend and former pairs partner. Let's hear from the King. What a night for the Merverts.
Ich habe ihm gerade gesagt, er wollte eigentlich zum Interview kommen. Die PDC, wie gesagt, bittet uns, das nicht zu tun. Denn jetzt heißt es konzentrieren, fokussieren auf das Finale. Da geht es logischerweise um eine ganze Menge. Das 47